What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this Tuesday morning. I'm doing pretty good myself. Look, I'm sure a lot of you may have already heard, about what's going on with some of the people there in Shenzhou, China. Okay, it is said that they are blocked, you know, from being able to withdraw their money out of the banks there. Okay, and it's gotten so bad that the government, Chinese government, has actually deployed their militaries to protect, the banks because the people there in Shenzhou, China, are protesting and rioting, because they want their money back. You know what I'm saying? They want to withdraw their money. Just imagine that. Well, I won't imagine that. I don't even want to be, in a situation like that, to tell you the truth, because ain't no telling what I'll do or how I act. But the thing is, this is what the people of Zhengzhou, China, is going through. It says tanks are being put on the streets in China to protect the banks. This is because the Henan branch of the Bank of China declaring that people's savings in their branch are now investment products and can't be withdrawn. Okay, so they're basically gangstering these people money as an investment, and telling them they cannot withdraw their money. And this stands to reason because a bit of information just come across, to me that China's just bought hundreds of acres of 20 minutes away from a military base in North Dakota, okay? And that's here in this country. So they're using that money for something, okay? Now, what I want to do is just show this little 18-second video of what's going on, with the people standing out, and they got the little tanks and all that kind of stuff, protecting this bank. And then we're going to check out a video where I guess some guy on CNN getting in more depth about it, okay?
Protest over frozen bank deposits turned violent in Zhengzhou in China. Police clashing with demonstrators on Sunday. Demonstrators who were angry that some rural banks have kept millions of dollars frozen since April. At the time, the banks said they were upgrading their internal systems, but customers say they've heard nothing from the banks about the matter since then. The protest was among the largest in China since the pandemic. For more on this, I'm joined by CNN's Stephen Jiang in Beijing. Extraordinary scenes. What's behind it? What's being done about it?
Michael, indeed such an extraordinary scene to see more than 1,000 people show up on Sunday morning to stage this rare protest in front of the provincial branch of the country's central bank demanding their money back. But that's also why the provincial authorities went to such great lengths, as you mentioned, even tampering with these people's health QR codes, which is such a basic necessity for anyone in China to leave their homes these days. But that effort really failed after a nationwide backlash, which is why this protest eventually took place, with demonstrators really training their fire at the local authorities, hurling the Chinese national flags and chanting slogans, with some banners accusing the local police of using violence against them and even calling for human rights and the rule of law. But their peaceful tactics really didn't make their protest last that long. After a few hours of standoff, you could see hundreds of local security personnel, many plainclothes agents charging towards this crowd, forcibly removing everyone, including the elderly and children. Anyone who resisted got kicked and punched, some sustaining injuries and got sent to local hospitals, according to some protesters, and most people got taken to nearby makeshift detention centers. But these protesters' actions really have garnered a lot of sympathy and support from around the country, because people feel they could relate to their situation, as these people were mostly low-income people who put their life savings into these banks because of their faith faith in the country's banking system, but then they, of course, lost almost everything. And their plight is especially being shared because the economy here is being battered by the country's continued zero COVID policies, with a wide range of industries really under growing distress. And this, of course, is also happening in a very sensitive year politically, as Chinese Supreme Leader Xi Jinping is expected to assume a precedent-breaking third term later this year, and his whole legitimacy reputation very much built on this idea of the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. So this kind of incident's huge embarrassment for him for sure. That's why we've seen the local authorities there take such extreme actions to suppress this peaceful protest, because they're so worried about a tinderbox situation. They simply do not want to see any sparks that could ignite more anger and frustration, not only in their province, but across China. Michael?
So there you have it. They over there kung fu fighting about their money, and rightfully so. Look, a warning to my people here in America. A lot of times, whatever happens across seas, especially China, winds up happening over here in some way, shape, or form. So in other words, if you got money in the bank, word of advice, get your shit out. And that's just all there is to it. Get your shit out of the bank and find other means of stashing it. And that's just all there is to it, because, hey, these motherfuckers are gangstering people money. You understand what I'm saying? And it's nothing they can do about it. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's nothing they can do about it. They are turning the military onto the Chinese citizens over there. Now, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying about, with the Chinese. Because, they don't give a shit about our plight over here. Matter of fact, they even assisted, America in a lot of ways of how they, how they have treated us as a people. I saw the situation back here last summer, I think it was, where they didn't want to let a black couple over in Chinese in a McDonald's. Over in Chinese, but over in China in a McDonald's. So guess what? I really don't give a damn about what they going through. Don't get it twisted. But my thing is this. If they pulling this shit over in China, it's a good chance it'd be coming over in America too. So it's just a little word of it, advice there, a little warning, yeah, get your money out, you know what I mean? Find other means, and hey, stash it somewhere else, I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular situation right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, views, and opinions on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And people, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.